Now, Beth Wilkinson did the prior investigation of the Washington Commanders, 10 months, and the NFL still refuses to share any of the information under the flimsy argument that because some of the former employees requested anonymity, we can't give any of the information regarding any of the people, even the ones who are on the record.
Right.
That's different here because Tiffany Johnston, she's public. So there's no basis if and when they do an investigation, and I think when is the more appropriate term, to say we can't share this information. Where it got weird today was this morning, as I mentioned earlier, the Washington Commanders announced we've hired 2 firms who are going to investigate this, and the public or the findings will be made public. And the NFL's attitude was, that's news to us. You're not running this investigation. We're running the investigation. As the commissioner said, they can't investigate themselves. So already we're seeing signs, and this is just more, frankly, all due respect, and this is my opinion, Daniel Snyder doing what Daniel Snyder wants to do and never submitting to what anyone else wants him to do. It's the problem that has been the common thread through every controversy over the past week. Oligarchs are going to do what oligarchs are going to do, and they are going to do what they want to do, and they're going to take aggressive positions like that, even when the NFL would respond by saying, sorry, that's not how it works.
Yeah, I really woke up this morning seeing that headline, right, that the Washington Commanders were going to hire, and I was literally going, is the NFL that stupid? Are they that blind to the optics and how this looks in the current situation? And I was in shock. I really was. So, then you learn, okay, wait, the NFL has stepped in and said, wait, no, you're not going to do your own investigation on your own self so you can find your own outcome here. They're going to get involved. But it's the first time I've literally sat here and gone, you know what? Daniel Snyder's in trouble. Like, he's in trouble. I think it's real trouble now.
Yes.
And then, to me, this is where the NFL's got to look at this. And if these things that we're talking about, kind of played out the way we're talking right now, where he decided to go on his own rules here and do his own investigation. I got to think that was a moment for all the other owners, the Shield and Roger, to go, is Daniel Snyder crazy? Does he really think this looks right? What is he doing? So this shows me a little bit that there's lack of conversation and a little bit of maybe lack of control of one of the owners, and there's not communication on best way to talk this out that makes sense for the NFL, and that is not a good look for the NFL, and really not a good look for Daniel Snyder. It's the first time I've really gone, I think he might be in trouble.
They've been protecting him, I firmly believe, to protect themselves. The other owners don't want to find themselves in a similar situation where somebody makes an allegation that the owner may disagree with, something that happened years ago. And then it's like getting audited. Nobody wants to get audited on their taxes, even if their taxes are completely clean. These owners don't want someone showing up, parking in the facility, talking to everyone, because you never know what they're going to find. You got to worry about it. And then the next thing you know, if somebody says something that somebody believes that may not be true, then you got to sell your team. They don't want that standard to be applied to them. But I think this has gone so far with Daniel Snyder, and frankly, he got lucky. With the Beth Wilkinson investigation, he got lucky that they didn't ask for a written report. Because if there was going to be a written report, I think the written report would have said, I think he should sell the team. Because of the allegations, because of the atmosphere, and because of his conduct in cooperating or not cooperating with the investigation, telling the truth or not telling the truth to the investigator. I think Beth Wilkinson, if asked to put an opinion in writing, would have been of the opinion that he needs to go. Now you've got this separate issue that breaks out apart from what already happened. And why not bring Beth Wilkinson back? That was the reddest flag to me. Daniel Snyder hires 2 firms, neither of which are Beth Wilkinson.
Right. She knows a little too much already.
So she already has reached a conclusion as to whether or not I'm a truth teller.
Yeah.
I think that's the truth to be told about why they didn't go back to her. And I think the league should go back to her. And the lawyers who represent more than 40 former Washington employees, including Tiffany Johnston, issued a statement saying this is a sham. This was the Washington side of it before the NFL got involved. But we'll bring back Beth Wilkinson. And Tiffany Johnston vowed not to cooperate with this new Washington Commanders investigation. We'll see if she cooperates with the NFL's investigation.
I would think she's going to. And the fact that, she's already made some, findings and things public ready, right? Like, why wouldn't you want to go the rest of the way?
Because you want to know exactly what it is.
Yeah,
you want to know who's doing it.
Right.
You want to know who it is. Because one thing we learned last week, the original investigation conducted by Beth Wilkinson, the paperwork suggested that it wasn't about getting to the truth and holding people accountable. It was about managing potential litigation, defending against potential litigation, which is far different than getting to the truth. I think this time it's going to be about getting to the truth. And if they can convince Tiffany Johnston of that, she will cooperate. But one way to convince her of it is to go get Beth Wilkinson, who already has the base of knowledge, already has the expertise,
no sense. That's right.
Already knows the organization.
Exactly.
Let her finish the job.
Has some prior relationships, or at least in a little bit of knowing of what's going on here, and knows these people. That to me makes no sense. That to me just again leads you down the wormhole of it just seems fishy, and I think they're hiding something. So that's the first thing it makes, I think, everybody do that's kind of following this. And then, Mike, I can't get over it. I really can't. I know I said something to you a little bit before we came on the air. As we sit here and talk about it again, it just wham, smacks you in the face. I used to think so much in the NFL. I still do. The Shield, how special, impeccable. Seems like they run their business so perfectly that nothing ever goes wrong. Now, of course, we've realized there's, some issues there. But these last 2 weeks, the NFL can't get out of its own way right now.
Well, I mean, they can. It's really been the last 2 decades, but it has the past 2 weeks.
Whoa!
It's like reached the 11 on a scale of 1 to 10.
It really has. Every day, I just feel like, whoa, that's stupid. I can't believe the NFL did this. Whoa, that's stupid. I can't believe the NFL did that. I mean, it's one after another, and I'm kind of shocked by it right now.
And the point that I've made several times the past few weeks, sometimes in a very passionate way, I was a sucker as a kid for the NFL Films productions that mythologized the NFL with the slow motion ball rotating through the air.
That's what I want to believe in.
Facenda's
I
voice.
know.
And you grew up as somebody who idolized the game and idolized the players and idolized the coaches and the structure that's over top. Because people say, why do you hate the NFL? No, I love the NFL. I want the NFL to be the thing that I fell in love with as a kid.
Right.
I want to hold it to that standard. Why is it so hard to do the right thing? Why is it so hard to properly conduct investigations? Why is it so hard to be committed to the truth and not committed to protecting yourself, rallying the troops, circling the wagons, and covering your butt? And that's what it's about far too often. And it's unfortunate. We're not the ones who are causing these problems. We're just the ones pointing them out. And we're not going to look the other way for the sake of the greater good, shaking the pom-poms and pointing to the bright, shining objects, because there's a better way to do it, and we're trying to push them to do it a better way.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.